All right, in part one, we covered cleaning your gun, wiping it down. I said use bowel salt, but you can use another mineral oil. You can use a 30 weight non-detergent or Pellgun oil. And then we covered lubing parts of your pump, the actual pump mechanism. Now in this video, we're going to go ahead and cover the back of the gun, getting smoother performance, cocking, and using your trigger and how to use that trigger. All right, so we're going to stay right on this part right here. Okay, in an older video, I talk about the hammer, and I did all right in that, but I'm going to actually show it inside the metal of the gun, or the actual body the hammer rides in, and how this works. Okay. Now, our goal for this video, it's not technically, it's not a mod. No, it's not that, and it's not a trigger lube per se. It is a hammer lube. So this is different than Daisy. So how your gun cocks, and how it shoots is many times predicated by how smooth these parts are interacting, your hammer and Spuddy the sear. Okay, so let's go over the mechanics of this, and then we're going to get into a hammer lube. That's what we're going to call it. It's the most accurate. Okay, so when you cock your gun, the first click you hear is a safety click. It catches right here on that back hip. And the Crosman engineers did that. They have it catch right there. So that way your hammer does not get away from you when your gun is pumped and you're charging to load a pellet. And they don't want you to accidentally shoot your buddy in the butt. So listen up now. So that first click you hear, which is actually pretty loud, is this sear engaging that first tip. Okay, and then you cock it more, and it comes sliding down the body of that hammer over the hill there, over the edge, and then catches the second hip, and you're ready to fire. And then when you pull your trigger, this flies forward, hits a pin, and fires your gun. So, okay, so real quick, so you hear that first click, runs down the body of your hammer, catches the second click, and you're ready to shoot. Okay, so now, okay, what we want to do is, by lubing that hammer, we make sure that your gun is shooting as smoothly as possible. Okay, so for the gun to shoot as smoothly as possible, we want to get lube in here without actually taking your gun apart. So, okay, so when you cock your gun, all right, let's get in there with the flashlight. Okay, so you see the top of that pin. The pin, so we're going to demonstrate this inside the body here. The pin, when you cock your gun, it grabs that and pulls it back. Okay, and it pulls it back to about right there. And let's get a light on that. All right, there, beautiful. Okay, and it looks pretty much like that, about that, like that in your gun. And the whole idea is to get oil in this slot and get on your hammer, and then I'll show you how you work it in, how this works. Okay, getting it on front of the hammer is not a bad deal at all, and on the body of it. Okay, then underneath we have the slot for your sear, and the way that works is, again, so there's the first hip, it catches that, and you cock it more, catches that second hip, and so getting lube on that is ideal. See, there's a good angle on it. Okay, there you go, and then you pull your trigger, and this thing slams forward. Okay, so let's go over the general complaints for this gun. So people say it's too hard to cock, rough trigger, it's both of those. Okay, because of the engineering of this gun, when this hammer is lubed up and it can get, and you get it on that sear, that all smoothens out, which helps. Does it turn it into a match trigger? No, but it does help you get a smoother shooting gun. You can do that right away out of the box. Okay, now let's go ahead and show how to do it, and we'll talk about some other issues why it's actually sort of important to do this. Okay, so you cock your gun. How do you do this? Okay, the ideal way to do this is go right through that slot right there and aim for that's okay right here, and aim for that slot in your tube. So you do it by slightly tilting it and putting this in there so that it runs down the top of that tube into that slot. So it's just like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and demonstrate right here on the loose part so you can see very clearly. Okay, so you're going to be coming in from this side, but you can't really see it that well on video. So we're just going to come in, well, from the side you won't do it, but so you'll understand. So the gun is cocked. Your hammer is going to be right here in that tube. And you want to target the front of that slot and slightly gap it back here. So then you'll be, again, it will be opposite when you're doing it, but for the video. So as you tilt your gun, see it flows in there. This is a 30 weight. I like the 10 weight. To tell you the truth, for my lube job on this, because it tends to run in there better. But then also back here, see there, you saw it drop in there, and that's why you tilt it. And again, it's there, and then it gets in there. Now, of course, some's going to stay on top, but it gets in there. And so once you get your lube in there, so I would say aim for, and especially with the 30 weight too, is all you need. 2 drops here, 2 drops here. And you can also just put, if you want to simplify it, you can just put all 3 or 4 right here at the front, because that'll get in there. But you can go here, take it slightly back, angle it, and again, you're going to angle it like this. And so then when you're done doing that, what do? You quickly turn this thing on its side. And just after 3 times, when I initially did this, I felt it smoothing out right away. Okay. I actually, after my shooting session, my first session, I decided to put 2 more drops in the front just for good measure. And that would be right here. Okay. Right there. Now, that's funny because doing this on video, I realized that I think my instincts to go with a 10 weight, and that can be Ballistol or a 10 weight mineral oil, were better because it tends to run more and a lot faster, and I really believe it got in there better. But 30 weight will work. Yeah. So, okay. So that smoothens out your trigger. Why? Because your gun will be easier to cock. Your trigger will be easier to pull. And why is that? Because when you, okay, this is good. It's all slicked out now. Okay, let me keep the spotlight on it. Because as that slick oiled hammer gets all over your sear, it makes it smoother, and it releases smoother. Okay. And so that is the name of the game there. Okay. So let's go ahead and end by talking about how do you handle this trigger, because I saw immediate results in how it cocked and how it behaved. Just, you can just do this in your room. Now, what else can you do in your room? Okay. So when you're doing this, when you're trying to figure out your trigger, you just did your hammer lube. You basically want to turn it into a 2-stage trigger. It's not a 2-stage trigger, but you pick up some slack. There is a baby wall or first resistance point, and then pull through that. Now I feel tension on my finger, and I have enough practice to know that's the release point. What a lot of people do with this, on top of not lubing the hammer, is they see the trigger blade, they put their finger there. Okay, that's not going to work. All right, treat it like a 2-stage trigger. So first stage, pull this second through to a hard wall. I can feel the tension because I have practice with this. It's much better. So if you do it like that after your lube job, 1, 2, hard wall, you'll get good accuracy, and we'll show that in another video, the accuracy I got right away. Okay, so anyway, I thought that was important to show everybody, because just I understand what people were complaining about, and I'm trying to address that. And part of my motivation for buying a 760, I can be an 880 fanatic and still appreciate another gun. And I'm really pleased with the results I've gotten and how fast I got them. So, okay, so on the next video, we'll show the targets, and that will be paper targets and cans. And no, it's not a live shooting video, but I'll be very detailed about what I'm showing there. Okay, well, thank you.